What's up, guys? This board is freaking awesome. Let's talk about it.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel and thanks for tuning in. So I spent a week riding the Vestar Blackhawk and I gotta say it's an awesome all-terrain board. Let's talk about it. Alright, you guys, so I'm gonna jump right into it. Before I start talking about everything else and all the specs and how it performed, I want to talk about how it's just a well-balanced board. And from an all-terrain perspective, it does everything you need it to do. And a street perspective, I have no idea because I haven't received my package. I'm still waiting on that, so I'll keep you guys updated on that. But for the most part, from an all-terrain point of view, this thing's a beast. Alright, so let's get right into it. Let's talk about the deck. The deck is 7-ply maple and 2-ply bamboo, and it's a pretty beefy deck. And for a guy my weight at 200 pounds, it works pretty well. It has a little bit of flex to it, but it's more on the stiff side. So the deck, in my opinion, I'd give that a thumbs up. Trucks. Now these are 1-foot gravity casting T6 double kingpin trucks, and I'm telling you, they're just begging you to carve. When they come out of the box, they feel pretty loose, and it's not just the trucks, it's really the bushings. I mean, the bushings that come stock with this board feel like jelly. So for me, my preference, I prefer much stiffer bushings, so I'll definitely be changing the bushings. But the trucks are great. They're pretty heavy duty, they're nice and sturdy, and they keep you well balanced on the board. So I have no complaints about the trucks. It's just the bushings. If you prefer, bushings that are very loose with not too much rebound, these bushings will be okay for you. But if you prefer tight or more stiffer bushings, you're going to want to swap these out, I guarantee you. I prefer bushings that have high rebound and that just bring you back to center, and these don't do that unless you tighten them up really good, which they are tightened pretty now, and they have good rebound at this point. But when I got them initially, it was just like unpredictable, so that was a little sketchy for me. But for the most part, the trucks are nice. Now let's talk about the battery. The battery is a Samsung 35E 600 watt-hour battery, and the range you get on this battery is pretty damn good. I attempted a range test and I didn't have the legs to finish. I mean, I did 17 miles and I still had over 50% left. And I mean, I don't think I'm ever going to test the range out again. It has more than enough range than I will ever need, so I'm happy with that. And also, I wanted to touch on the battery has a heat dissipation plate on it, so you don't have to worry about your battery getting too hot, and when you turn it over, you definitely feel the heat coming off it, so it works pretty well. So good job on that, Vestar. Also, another thing I wanted to touch on are the wheels. These 6.5-inch airless honeycomb tires are awesome. Initially, when you first test them out, they feel pretty hard, but after riding for a week, they've softened up, and now they just grip. They really grip. I mean, they really bite. They bite the street, they bite the dirt, they bite rocks, they bite the grass. So they work really well at this point. So when you break them in, they're going to work really well. The ESC. This ESC is controlled by Hobbywing and is powered by dual 2000 watt motors. And I definitely have to say that it is powerful. I mean, you don't really understand the power until you feel the acceleration and the mid-range torque, but you really start to understand the power when you hit the grass and the dirt. That's when you really feel that torque, and that's where this board really shines. It's not really on the street, unless obviously you have the street kit, but for me, from an all-terrain perspective, this is where this board really shines, is on the dirt. I mean, this thing will cut through sandy dirt, rocky dirt, even just large rocks, just a bunch of large rocks. It'll just cut through it. It'll cut through wet grass, tall grass, short grass, medium grass, and that's when that 2000 watts really comes into play. So good job Vestar on that. I really enjoy the torque and power on this board. It has a lot of low end and mid-range torque, so if you like that, you're going to enjoy this board. And another thing I wanted to touch on is the size of the board. This is a huge board. I don't know the dimensions off my head, but it's not something you want to hold and carry on your shoulder or hold on your side. It is something you can hold by the back trucks and drag it around by its front wheels, or drag it around forward or backward, but it's something you can do that way. But it's not something you want to pick up and hold for more than 10-20 minutes. You know, your arms will start hurting for sure. So I did want to touch on that. Alright you guys, I just want to share my final thoughts on the Vestar Blackhawk. And my final thoughts are, it's a great all-terrain board. This board is for the commuter that has hilly commutes and that has to go over some grass and dirt, or it can this board can be for the rider that just loves ripping dirt and going on grass and riding all-terrain. It's very good for that purpose. If you're looking at an evolved board or an own board, I would definitely consider taking a look at this also. It's definitely something you would enjoy if you're an all-terrain rider. It has the power, has that low-end torque, that mid-range torque. This is not a top speed board as an all-terrain version. Its top speed as an all-terrain board is at 24 miles, which for me is plenty of speed, but I mean when you're going all on dirt and grass, I mean 24 miles is pretty fast for that. So personally, when I'm on grass, I just keep it at about 15 and 18. I mean, that's fast enough for all-terrain riding. For the most part, this board is a solid all-terrain board. Now, would I recommend it? Hell yes. Alright you guys, and that's going to be it for this video. Stay tuned. I have one more video I'm going to do on the Vestar Blackhawk and I'm going to be done. And that's the hill climbing test. We're going to put its climbing capabilities to the test, and I know it's going to be fun because this motor is amazing. Like I said earlier, it has a lot of low end and mid-range torque, and I'm interested to see how that comes into play when it's time to climb. So that's going to be fun. Another thing I wanted to do is give a shout out to Frank and Emily from Vestar. You guys have been very responsive and I love that, so thank you so much. I want to thank the entire Vestar team. And also an update on my street kit. My street kit was shipped. Frank did send me an email that it was shipped last week, so it should be here soon. I'll be giving you guys updates on that and how that performs, and if the top speed it does actually reach 27 miles per hour and so on. And that's pretty much going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I do appreciate it. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. It does help the channel. And live well, be strong, and love life. Peace.